Want to start investing but don't know where to begin? This video breaks down good investment methods for beginners using relatable analogies for viewers in the US, Europe, and Russia. Learn about stocks, bonds, diversification, and long-term growth in a fun, easy-to-understand way. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever looked at your bank account and wished it could just grow itself? Maybe you've heard friends talking about the market or investing and felt completely lost. Well, you're not alone. Today, we're demystifying the world of investments, and I promise, it's not as scary as it sounds. We're going to break down good investment methods for beginners, and to make it extra clear, we'll be using analogies you can relate to, whether you're watching from America, Europe, or Russia. So, what is investing? At its core, investing is simply putting your money to work for you, rather than just letting it sit there. Instead of your money being like a quiet house cat, investing turns it into a diligent worker bee, bringing more honey back to the hive. Think of it like this. For our American friends, imagine planting a small apple sapling in your backyard. You water it, you give it sunlight, and over time, it grows into a big tree that gives you many apples every year. Your initial effort and cost for the sapling is your investment. For our European viewers, consider buying a small plot of land in the countryside and tending a vineyard. You put in the work, you wait for the grapes to mature, and eventually you produce bottles of wine that are worth far more than your initial investment in the land and young vines. And for Russian audience, picture buying a small, sturdy fishing boat. You use it to catch fish, sell them, and over time, you can upgrade your boat, hire a crew, and catch even more fish, earning a greater income than if your money just sat in your pocket. In all these cases, you're using a resource to generate more resources. That's investing. But why bother? Why not just save? Two big reasons. 1. Inflation. The cost of living generally goes up over time if your money just sits in a savings account, earning very little interest. Its buying power actually decreases. It's like having a delicious blini that slowly gets colder and less appetizing if you don't eat it. Investing helps your money keep pace or even grow faster than inflation. 2. Compound interest. This is the magic ingredient. It's earning interest on your initial investment and on the accumulated interest from previous periods. Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Let's use a simple analogy for compound interest. Imagine you put a single popcorn kernel in a very special popcorn machine. It pops, and now you have 2 kernels. Those 2 pop and become 4, then 8, then 16. It grows exponentially. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it picks up more snow, it gets bigger and bigger, faster and faster. It's like gathering mushrooms in a vast forest. You find one, then another grows nearby, and another, and soon you have a whole basket, much more than you expected from just the first few finds. Compound interest means the sooner you start, the more powerful it becomes. Time is your biggest ally. Before we dive into specific methods, let's lay down some golden rules for beginners. 1. Start small and grow. You don't need to be rich to start investing. Many platforms allow you to begin with very small amounts, even $50 or 50 euros or 5,000 rubles. The important thing is to start. 2. Be consistent. Regular contributions, even small ones, are far more effective than trying to time the market with large, infrequent sums. This is called dollar cost averaging or euro cost, ruble cost averaging, depending on where you are. 3. Think long-term. Investing isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Aim for years, even decades, to see significant growth. Short-term market fluctuations are normal. Don't panic. All right, let's get into the actual methods. First up, stock. When you buy a stock, you're buying a tiny piece of ownership in a company. If the company does well, your stock typically goes up in value, and you might even receive a share of their profits called a dividend. Analogy time. Imagine your favorite local coffee shop. You love their lattes, and you see they're opening new branches all over town. If you buy their stock, it's like buying a tiny fraction of that coffee shop. If they keep growing and making more money, your tiny fraction becomes more valuable. Think of a well-known car manufacturer in Germany or Italy. If you buy their stock, you own a small part of that massive company. As they design popular new cars and sell more worldwide, your small share in their success increases in value. Consider a large oil or natural gas company. If you buy their stock, you're investing in a small slice of that massive enterprise. As they extract and sell more resources globally, your ownership stake grows in worth. Stocks can offer high returns, but they also come with higher risk. Company performance can go up and down. For beginners, it's generally not recommended to put all your eggs in one stock basket. Next, we have bonds. A bond is essentially a loan you give to a government or a corporation. In return, they promise to pay you back your original money, plus regular interest payments over a set period. It's generally considered less risky than stocks. Let's use our analogies. You lend money to your city to build a new park or school. They promise to pay you back with interest over 10 years. It's safer because the city is unlikely to disappear. You lend money to the French government to help fund public infrastructure projects, like a new high-speed rail line. They issue a bond promising fixed interest payments until they return your principal. You lend money to a stable, large, state-owned bank or a regional government to fund a new housing development. They provide a bond committing to pay you regular interest payments before returning your initial loan. Bonds typically offer lower returns than stocks, but provide more stability and a predictable income stream. They're great for balancing out the risk in a portfolio. Now, for beginners, this next category is often the best starting point: mutual funds and exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. Instead of picking individual stocks or bonds yourself, these funds allow you to invest in a basket of many different stocks, bonds, or other assets all at once. Think of it this way. Imagine instead of picking one apple from the orchard, you buy a pre-packaged fruit basket with apples, oranges, bananas, and grapes. If one fruit goes bad, you still have plenty of others. You're not buying a single ingredient for dinner. You're buying a ready-made meal kit that has all the perfectly proportioned ingredients for a delicious lasagna. Less work, less risk of a single ingredient spoiling the meal. Instead of just one type of berry for jam, you buy a mix of wild blueberries, cranberries, and raspberries from the market. If the blueberry harvest wasn't great one year, you still have plenty of other delicious berries. Mutual funds are professionally managed, while ETFs often track a specific index, like the S&P 500 in the US, the FTSE 100 in the UK, or the MOEX Russia Index. They offer instant diversification, which is crucial for reducing risk. This brings us to a super important concept: diversification. It's the idea of spreading your investments across different types of assets, industries, and even geographical regions. Why? To reduce risk. Here's the classic analogy. If you're carrying a dozen eggs in one basket and you trip, all your eggs break. If you put a few eggs in several different baskets and you trip with one, you still have most of your eggs safe. You wouldn't plant only potatoes in your entire field. If there's a blight specific to potatoes, your whole harvest is ruined. You plant potatoes, carrots, onions, and wheat. If one crop fails, the others can still thrive. When you're hunting in the taiga, you don't rely on catching just one type of animal. You set traps for rabbits, hunt for deer, and fish in the river. If one source of food is scarce, you have other options to sustain yourself. Diversification is your safety net. It protects you from the ups and downs of any single investment. ETFs and mutual funds are excellent tools for achieving instant diversification. Building on diversification, let's talk about asset allocation. This is how you decide what percentage of your money goes into stocks, bonds, and other asset classes. It's like creating a recipe for your financial future. If you're baking a cake, you don't use just flour. You need eggs, sugar, butter, and baking powder in the right proportions. Your asset allocation is your recipe for financial success. Imagine designing a balanced, nutritious meal. You need a good mix of proteins, carbohydrates, and vegetables. Too much of one, and it's unbalanced. Your investment meal needs the right balance too. When preparing a winter's supply of provisions, you don't just pickle cucumbers. You also preserve mushrooms, make berry jam, and dry fish. A diverse store ensures you have something for every need and taste. Your ideal asset allocation depends on your age, financial goals, and most importantly, your risk tolerance. If you're young and have a long time horizon, you might have more stocks, higher risk, higher potential reward. If you're older and need stability, you might have more bonds. Risk tolerance is how comfortable you are with the idea of your investment value going down in the short term in exchange for potentially higher returns in the long term. Let's compare it. Are you someone who enjoys a thrilling roller coaster ride, knowing there are ups and downs but it's exciting? Or do you prefer a gentle Ferris wheel with a steady, predictable view? Are you comfortable driving fast on the Autobahn, high-risk, fast travel? Or do you prefer a scenic country road, lower risk, slower but enjoyable? Are you someone who ventures deep into the forest to hunt a bear, high risk, potentially high reward? Or do you prefer to fish in a well-stocked, calm lake, lower risk, predictable catch? There's no right or wrong answer, just be honest with yourself. It's crucial to invest in a way that lets you sleep at night. Remember those golden rules. Long-term thinking and patience are absolutely essential. The market will have its ups and downs. These are called corrections or downturns. They are normal. And historically, the market always recovers and continues its upward trend over long periods. Think of it like this. Building a skyscraper doesn't happen overnight. There are foundations laid, delays, bad weather, but eventually a magnificent building stands tall. Investing is the same. Restoring an ancient cathedral takes decades of meticulous work, facing many challenges, but the end result is a timeless masterpiece. The construction of a grand railway across vast distances wasn't immediate. It involved immense planning, overcoming harsh conditions, but eventually connected distant regions and stood as a testament to perseverance. Don't panic and sell during a downturn. That's usually when you lock in losses. Stay the course. Before you start investing, it's also smart to think about where you invest your money. Many countries offer tax-advantaged investment accounts that can significantly boost your returns. While the specifics vary greatly by country, the principle is often the same. The government incentivizes you to save for retirement or other long-term goals by giving you tax breaks. You might have heard of a 401k through your employer or an individual retirement account, IRA. These allow your investments to grow tax-deferred or even tax-free in some cases. Many countries have their own versions. For example, in the UK, you have ISAs, individual savings accounts. In Germany, you might use a Riester Rente or Rurup Rente. Do some research for your specific country. Look into individual investment accounts, IIA, Individualny Inwestycjony Shet, or IIS. These offer tax deductions on contributions or exemption from income tax on profits, encouraging long-term investment. Research what's available in your country. These accounts can be incredibly powerful for maximizing your returns. So, you're ready to start? Great! Here are your practical first steps. 1. Build an emergency fund. Before investing, make sure you have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in an easily accessible liquid account. This is your financial safety net. 2. Pay down high-interest debt. Credit card debt or other high-interest loans are like a financial anchor. Pay those off first, as their interest rates often far exceed typical investment returns. 3. Choose a brokerage account. This is where you'll actually buy and sell your investments. Look for reputable online brokers with low fees, a user-friendly interface, and good customer support. Many offer fractional shares, meaning you can buy small pieces of expensive stocks. 4. Start with broad market ETFs or mutual funds. For beginners, focus on diversified funds that track major indexes, like the S&P 500 in the US, Euro Stocks 50 in Europe, or MOEX Russia Index. These are generally lower risk and require less active management. 5. Set up automated investments. Pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer from your bank account to your brokerage account every payday. You won't even miss the money, and your investments will grow consistently. Let's quickly cover some common beginner mistakes to avoid. 1. Trying to time the market. Don't try to predict when stocks will go up or down. It's incredibly difficult, even for professionals. Stick to consistent, long-term investing. 2. Panicking during downturns. As we discussed, market corrections are normal. Don't sell in fear. 3. Investing money you need. Soon never invest money you'll need in the next 3 to 5 years. Investing is for long-term growth. 4. Ignoring fees. Even small fees can eat into your returns over time. Look for low-cost funds and brokerages. 5. Not diversifying. Putting all your money into one stock or one type of asset is extremely risky. 6. Getting caught up in hype. Avoid hot tips or investments that promise unbelievably high quick returns. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Let's quickly recap the key takeaways. Investing is putting your money to work, not just letting it sit. Start early, be consistent, and think long-term to harness compound interest. Stocks offer growth, bonds offer stability. ETFs and mutual funds are great for beginners as they provide instant diversification. Diversify your investments to manage risk. Understand your risk tolerance and choose an asset allocation that suits you. Utilize tax-advantaged accounts if available in your country. Avoid common mistakes like market timing and panicking. Investing doesn't have to be complicated or intimidating. By understanding these basic principles and starting small, you can truly set yourself up for a more secure and prosperous financial future. It's about taking control, being patient, and letting time and smart decisions work in your favor. If this video helped you understand investing a little better, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more financial tips, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. What are your biggest questions about investing? Let me know in the comments below, and tell me, what's your favorite investment analogy? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.